Hi, it's 13th of April 2018, 11:15 a.m. Well, I've just had an interesting two-day running conversation with Anne, one of my commenters on the channel. I've done nothing but type, and it was all based on started off on a vid about hand washing after using a urinal. I'll put a link in the description, and you can read the comment if you want. It goes on for quite a while, but I think it's rather interesting. I think it's revealing something about what's happening that perhaps I'm not seeing suggested or commented on anywhere else, or nobody's looking at it. But it started off with her making an assumption that I hated women, or I was something or other. Just a quick one from the hip. Yep, you're this, and this. And through the comments, I tried to correct her and say, no, that's not the case at all. I'm like this, and this. I've done video after video saying, for example, I don't hate women. I don't even dislike women. Okay, I've just moved away from Western women, and I've just noticed the whole way through it was, yeah, but okay, you don't hate all women. No, and I don't hate any women. I'm having to clarify every point, and it's taken 2 days to do it. Now, in the end, I noticed, and if you read through her comments, you'll see that she often refers to women being submissive. As I have, I talk to a lot of Asian women, as you all know, and in her view, they put up with me. They're submissive. Okay, unlike her, she's strong and that sort of thing. But these Asian women, yes, they will agree with you. That's what you want, Bob. Yeah, they're what you want. They'll do exactly what you want. Yeah, they're not like us strong Western women who are, yep. And the truth of the matter is, I thought about it. I thought, yeah, this actually reminds me of my wife, who I tried to work with for 25 years, and we barely at the end of it eked out. Yeah, it was sort of a halfway decent one-man show, or in her case, one-woman show. And it was just like this, just like Anne. 2 days, I've actually done no work. I've gone nowhere. All I've done is to and fro with Anne. Basically, that's taken up probably 50% of my time just typing out these responses. And I got to thinking this morning, yep, that's exactly what happened to my wife. I would spend weeks on end just responding to these arguments. Now, what I realised, and Anne's using the word submissive, and I think what she really means is yield. Okay. Now, what happens, or what seems to happen, or correct me if I'm wrong, look at, for those of you who can be bothered, read through the rather lengthy conversation. And it struck me, looking back on it, she started off with an assumption that's, like most assumptions, wrong. Okay, so she's launched straight in and attacked. Sent the missiles in and attacked. And I've spent 2 days really just saying, no, you're actually focusing on the wrong thing. I'm not at all interested in Western women. I don't give a shit what Western women do. They can do whatever they please. I don't criticise them. I don't discuss them. In fact, I get into a lot of trouble on mgtow probably for not attacking them. mgtow seem to also assume that I'm associating with Western women or whatever. I've washed my hands of them completely. Gone. Finished. I have no interest. To me, they're a waste of time for this very reason I've just realised in the last 2 days. They start off with an assumption, and then when it proves that, and they start realising that their assumption was wrong, which most are when you face it, then they start trying to defend themselves, because they then assume that, like them, I'm wanting to be right or wrong, be better than them. Yeah, see, I was right. They assume everything wrong. I couldn't give a stuff if I'm right or wrong. That's really not the point. The point the main thing for me is that we're on the same page. Yeah, and what we're focusing on the same thing. But what Anne was focusing on was the fact that she thought I was attacking women or anti-women or this about Western women, when in fact Western women I haven't spoken to. She's the one most I've spoken to a Western woman in 5 years about her, and there'd be, other than saying hello to a couple of others, I haven't spoken much with Western women. But that's it. That's it. And you can read the comments yourself. I'm in no way spiteful, hateful, anything to her. I'm forever clearing up points. That's what I'm doing, because she started off assuming certain things about me. Okay, and I don't give a shit that she does that. I just wish I didn't have to waste my bloody time explaining that she's focusing on the wrong thing. I have really got better things to do. But I'm a polite person, and she's made comments, so I've just responded to them. And I found myself caught up in this litany of assumption after assumption. And what she thinks then is that if she yields, or appears to think, if she yields on any point whatsoever, it shows weakness. And really all it shows is, I don't know what it shows. It's just looking back on it, it's annoying. That's what it shows to me. It's a waste of time, because she's focused on the wrong thing in the first place. I'm focusing on, to be honest, you'll see this in the comments. What I'm focused on is, how do I live? And I don't necessarily want to live without women, okay? But I don't want to live with Western women. I'm not like that. No thanks, no more. It's a waste of my time, okay? And my time is valuable to me, right? So what I've done is, step one, go onto cyberspace, and I've looked out over the world and I thought, where would I like to live? Where I can't live in Australia, okay? Where would I like to live? What would I like to do? Who would I like to be with? And I've spent 5 years doing that. That's quite an investment in time. And I got to the point where I thought, okay, I'm not drinking anymore. I'm starting to move. It might be time to do a mgtow channel and be more or less an example to other mgtow who might be looking to do the same thing. I'm not telling you that you should, or that you should be with a woman or shouldn't be with a woman, or that you should leave the West or what. I'm not telling you anything at all. It's up to you to make your own decisions. I'm exploring a load of things, but I'm also saying this is what I'm doing, and I'll show you where things go right, where things go wrong, what I'm learning. I mean, and you might think, oh no, you've got it all wrong. I would do it this way, and go off and do your own thing. That's great, and then my channel's a success, so long as you end up happy and achieving something. Okay, because that's my point. I'm just doing it to say this is what I'm doing. I'm not saying it's right, wrong, or anything else. I'm not criticising Western women. I have no interest in Western women. It's nothing to be more remote. I explained to Anne this morning that I think a lot of us, I particularly did feel like we're we've done this wrong, that wrong, this wrong, that wrong, this, that. In the end, you feel like a piece of garbage, and you get thrown out by your family, supported by social services. Yeah, you feel like a piece of garbage that's been thrown out in the garbage pile. And so what's happened to me is these Asian women have come along and said, oh, we like you. Yeah, you can come here. Yeah, we'll take you. Yeah, that's like they've picked up a piece of garbage off the garbage pile. And I've got no end of guys here that say, oh, why don't you just go and get a prostitute? Yeah, well, I hate to tell you this, guys. What do you think a prostitute? How do you think a prostitute feels about herself? Happy, well-adjusted, valuable member of the community? No, chances are, underneath it all, she would feel like a piece of garbage. So yeah, you got garbage, hanging out with garbage. I hate to say it, not people that are garbage, but people who feel like garbage. I don't think anybody's garbage, but yeah, you can get to feeling like a piece of garbage, which is where I got to feeling, after what happened with me, like a piece of garbage. So I started drinking. Yeah, I could have probably ended up, if I had the money, would have gone to prostitutes. That would have helped that feeling of feeling like a piece of garbage. Okay, but I didn't. All right, I went a different way. I went my own way. Okay, and I no longer feel like a piece of garbage. I feel rather good about myself, and I've yes, when I first moved into sort of the Asian scene, yep, the first people I'm going to meet are cam whores and scammers, and I met a lot of them. And I reckon that's what would happen if you went there. That's the people you would meet. They would spot you, getting off the plane. Ah, here's one. Let's take him. Yep. No, so they'd be straight up. You're not going to meet, the decent good women, for a good time, if ever. But the chances are you'll get caught up with the girls who want your money. Yep. So you'll come away from Asia thinking, all they want is money, and they'll be fucking six blokes and all that sort of thing. Yeah, no, that's not necessarily the case with all of them. You don't meet the better ones. All right. Doing it on cyberspace gives you an opportunity to survey the scene, get to sort out who's what and what's who, okay? And you get to meet the people. So my idea, and the only thing that I'm doing differently to guys who go to Asia, is I'm doing it in cyberspace first. So I'm getting some sort of grounding first, so I don't hit the ground, like a complete naive idiot. And more particularly, I don't want to end up stuck in a rut there in the wrong sort of people, because I'll jump you. Poor me, bad story, sad story. You want me to tell you, want to give me 100? Now or later? And that would happen. So it's taken me, and honestly, it's taken me a long time to meet and understand decent Filipino women, in all honesty. And there's nothing wrong with the can whores and scammers. I quite like them. I think they're fun, but they don't see themselves as being valued members of society. They see themselves, down the bottom and as a piece of garbage. And unfortunately, they bring you down with them. So I don't want to be there anymore. I want to get out of there. I don't want to be drinking. I don't want to be, I don't want to be in that scene at all. I sort of consider myself a halfway decent human being, and with some prospects, and I want to get back up again. All right. I don't want to be in the gutter. So that's what, and I don't mean any disrespect to anybody who uses prostitutes or what have you, but think about who you're associating with. How do they feel about themselves? And that would probably give you an idea of who you're being attracted to. So, by contrast to this last two days of getting nothing done, total futility, just as it was with my wife, in the previous 2 days I was working with Floor, and we work very, very quickly, like a well-oiled machine. I'm doing a web page, and I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I flick it off to her, and in her breaks from her teaching job, she'll come back and she'll go, can you change this, can you change that, can you change this? She has to sell the idea there, my friendly club idea, okay? She has to sell it there. So she's my salesman, if you like, or our salesman. Let's call it our salesman, because we're going to go halves in this. It's a joint thing. So no, there's no submissive on my part or her part. No, it's working together. And that's how men and women should work. Bang, right? She's got an idea, change that, do this, change. And we've changed it around very quickly. We work very quickly. She doesn't muck around. Very serious. No mucking around the floor. Yep, change that, change this. Yep, I just change. I don't care. Because at least we're on the same page. We're both trying to produce the same service. And it's not a prostitution service, and it's not a charity. It's a service for people, Australian men, who feel like having a drink with someone in the Philippines, or just need someone cheap to have a drink with of an afternoon, if they can't find anybody else. That's it. If the idea works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But at least Flora understands it, and she also understands that not all Filipinos want to drink a lot, so we've sort of changed a bit. So it'll be a couple of drinks, maybe a bit of food or something like that, and the girls will make a few dollars. And she's approached other women about it. I said, yeah, that's a good idea. I'd like to do that. I'd like to be part of that. So we're moving along, and there's no submissive there. It's not my idea. Yeah, originally it's my idea, but she's looked at it, thought about it, checked it out, asked me a lot of questions, none of which Anne did. None. No question, no checking, no nothing. Just straight in with the missiles. Okay, but Flor, to her credit, yep, she spent some time there. So what are you planning to do? Let's try. Let's just do it. Just have a drink on. Yeah, let's try that. Yep, that works. Boom, 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 boom. And we've worked everything out, just the two of us. Beautiful. Couldn't be better. Love to do business with her. Love to move in with her, because she knows how to think. She actually checks first. She doesn't assume much. Yep, very unassuming. Yep, how's this work? What's this? How much does this cost? What other expenses do you have? Blah, blah, blah. I tried this with AB and others. Just send $50. Send $50. Yeah, piss off. Okay, but this is possible. All right, if you get the right people. But I'll say it over and over again. I don't hate women. I don't dislike them. It's Western women. It's just it's gone too far. Yeah, it's combative attitude, and I think Anne said it today. Yep, she doesn't want to be submissive. She doesn't want to yield on any point, none. So you spend your life arguing about every little point, and that's what I was asking in the video. Why do they bulldog you? Why are they? It's really like they got hold of your your trouser cuff, and you go, fuck, I just want to walk down the road. Will you piss off? And I'm sorry, but that's what it is. And it all stems right from the very beginning. They just assume. They assume, they hear a few words, they go, oh, yeah, oh, you mean this, don't you? And it's like, no, I didn't mean that at all. And you'll spend 2 days, 3 days, maybe a week trying to clarify. And in the process, they'll assume 45 other things. It's narcissism, actually. If you look up the narcissism sites, yep, they talk about that. Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's assumption that they're right, you're wrong, and that's all there is to it. Okay, and that's the big assumption they're going into. They're right, you're wrong, and I refuse to submit to you or yield to you because I know I'm right underneath it all. There's no question in their mind that they could possibly be wrong, because a narcissist is never wrong. They are always right. So you waste your time, as I did, 30 years arguing with somebody who simply assumes they are right, you're wrong, and the assumption on top of that is if they begrudgingly had to admit that they possibly had the wrong way, which they never will do, yep, that would be showing weakness because they're being submissive to you. And at the same time, they will appear to, this is the basic, yes, okay, dear, yes, dear, whatever you say, dear. Okay, they will appear to be submissive. Yeah, it's a load of rubbish. But that's given me the answer I've wanted for years. I just needed to see it again. I put up, with it for years with my wife, wasted so much of my time. But it's, at least I got some value out of the last 2 days. It's given me a clear sight as to what is happening. If anybody's submissive, it's me. Like Floor wants this change, I don't argue with it, I just change it. She says, change that, change this, change it. Yep. It's a little bit like she's my boss. I mean, it's my idea, and then she say, no, change this. So that's how it's working, and that's how it should work. So I'll suggest something else. And yeah, she needs to be a bit like that because she's the one that's got to sell it to the women there. Okay, she's the one that needs to know that, yeah, no, we don't want to come across this way or that way. Fair enough. That's her right and her role, her side of things. She's sort of head of operations. Okay, I'm looking after the marketing side of it and the business development side of this end. And it could be a good relationship. I hope it is. I don't care whether mgtow want me to, sit on a park bench by myself for the rest of my life. I'm not going to do it. But anyway, it's good talking to you. I hope that can help some of you, and I'll be interested in any comments you've got. It's going to make a difference to my life, that particular thing. Okay, and I'll leave, as I said, I'll leave a link to that video in the description. You can have a look at the conversation if you want. It's pretty lengthy, but if you're interested, you might get something out of it. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.